Welcome back to the Bazz podcast, episode 7, with my temporary co-host Joseph, a guest we've had here before, son of God Cory, and would you like to introduce yourself, Donny?
My name is Donny Buckets. I used to be a TikToker.
Oh man, we hope you get your account back.
Dude, I got a backup account. It's DGB Reacts if y'all guys want to follow that.
Definitely follow that. We need to get that 600K back.
Yeah.
All right, for this episode of Bazz and Baze podcast, we're going to be talking about the top 5 playmakers of all time to start. So, with my list, I have CP3 1, I have LeBron 2, Steve Nash 3, Magic Johnson 4, and Steph Curry 5. What are y'all thoughts?
Magic, LeBron, then the rest 3. Like, as long as you got like valid playmakers like John Stockton, Steve Nash, Curry, they're all reasonable at 3 to 5.
Stockton.
In my opinion, the top 5.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. In my opinion, the top 5. So I'm putting LeBron at 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting Magic at 2. I think
Let's replay
I would put Chris Paul at 3, Steve Nash at 4, and Stockton at 5.
I think my reason is for having CP3 1 is more of like he kind of mixes the playmaking style of Steph Curry to a less extent and then Magic to a less extent. He's like a mix of them both because he can play off ball, he can draw on defenders, and he has one of the highest IQ and impact of any basketball player of all time. And that all comes with his playmaking.
The reason why I have Irvin, the GOAT Johnson, no, I'm just playing, but the reason why I have Magic Johnson 1 is because when he left in the 1991 Lakers, James Worthy efficiency went down like a whole 10%. He was like a 50, and then his efficiency went down to like 40 something. Like it was like down badly. And also you could just like tell the Lakers was running before Magic came. Kareem had to like try to create his own shots and stuff. But when Magic came, it was just perfect because Kareem didn't have to create his shots. He was getting old. And Worthy was just slasher that Magic needed. That just created the perfect showtime.
Yeah, I mean, that team was very good, but Magic did have a good impact on that team as it was. But like we see CP3 taking my favorite team, the Thunder, right? One of the worst record, or supposed to be one of the worst records in the league that year, to the 4th seed or 5th seed, just behind the team that has 2 MVPs on it, right? Like that's impact. That's because of his playmaking. And he made Shea play better. Steven Adams was playing better, right? All these players were playing better. But, like, it was also because of his playmaking. Like, if he was not good at passing or as good at playmaking as he was, that team would not be as good as it ended up being.
Well, I mean, I could use this, but it's like I could use this with Magic. Before the Lakers was a first round exit 2 out of 3 years when they had Kareem, and then they got Magic, and it was just NBA champions. And then you could say he got carried by Kareem, but Kareem didn't even play Game 6. And it was like that just shows the floor rising that Magic had.
Yeah, Magic, because Magic is definitely a great playmaker. But I did have Curry over him. You did convince me to swap them too, but
it just because all ball playmaking just isn't. If it is a thing, it's just not valuable.
It is valuable. Like in the modern NBA, it's stupid valuable.
Like that's not. I think it's impacting the team more than it is like playmaking. I think it's more impactful to a team. Like James Harden, he's also a top 5 playmaker in the league. Luka's a top 5 playmaker in the league as well. They just don't do nothing off ball. Like they just stand there.
Really, LeBron doesn't either.
LeBron plays off ball a little bit, but it's not like Steph Curry off ball. The only reason Steph Curry is in the top 5 is because of his off ball, right? Like the only reason he's in conversation is because of his off ball and his offensive gravity. So like it has to be a thing.
So right. Reggie Miller was a top 15 playmaker when he played?
No, well, maybe during his time playing he was top 15, but not all time. Maybe for a season.
So who do you think is the top 5 right now?
My top 5 right now, that's I'd probably put Chris Paul 1 still. Probably put LeBron 2. When healthy, LeBron number 2. Probably Curry 3. And then Harden, and Luka. Maybe Russ. Maybe.
I ain't putting Russ in there. I don't know. I feel like Russ forces it too much.
He does force a lot of assists, but
A playmaking power forward, Russell Westbrook.
best rebounding point guard of all time. Okay, anyway. But Russ is maybe yeah, I'd probably put Luka above him for sure.
So would you consider the 2017 Warriors? They had 4 elite playmakers on their team because Kevin Durant is elite off ball, so is Clay, so is Curry. But Draymond is the passer. So did they have 4 great playmakers at one time?
2, because Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson are just off ball. Like they don't really create gravity like Steph Curry, right?
But
Like off-ball
KD does.
playmaking isn't just moving, right? It isn't just moving without the ball in your hand. Like when Steph Curry moves, you have to watch him. You have to switch constantly onto him. While if like Kevin Durant's moving, you can just follow him, right?
you can follow him and just get scored on.
Yeah,
But it's how are you going to guard Kevin Durant anyway? If he has the ball in his hand, he doesn't have the ball in his hand. He's 7 foot.
I get it. That must make him a good playmaker then.
I don't. That's just him being a good shot creator. But he doesn't really create for everyone else. Like
Well,
Steph
that
Curry.
thing that you say create for everybody else, that's why I got LeBron at 1. Because like if you look at every team LeBron goes to, they're trash. As soon as he gets on the team, now they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And as soon as he leaves, they're trash again.
Elite
And
yeah, definitely.
Have you seen the Lakers when LeBron's not on the court?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of.
They look like a varsity basketball team.
I mean, the Lakers did beat the Nets though, so no, it's fine. The Lakers, they would have won a champ. Off topic, they just would have won a championship this year if everybody was healthy. And that's just my biased Lakers side.
I think so too.
I don't think they would have won this year. Well, if they had started out the season healthy, and he played the whole season healthy, maybe. But like, if we're coming into the playoffs, I know AD was injured, but like his team was not hitting shots at all.
If they were fully healthy, it would be Lakers versus Nets. And I would say the Lakers would win, but if they didn't, it would go to 7.
It would probably 100% go into 7.
The Nets,
because LeBron in the finals is a different breed, right?
Exactly, and the Nets, they don't have a defender on their team other than who? What, Bruce Brown?
Jeff Green and Bruce Brown gonna stop LeBron.
Blake Griffin can't guard AD.
KD, he was guarding Giannis though.
He was low-key.
He was
putting Giannis somewhere
for like 2 games.
Yeah.
Then Giannis started dropping 30.
That's what Giannis does. But yeah,
that first game though, Blake Griffin, I thought he was about to like average 20 that series, and then he started scoring like points again.
I think he was a bit overrated.
The first game he had like 12 points and like 16 rebounds.
Yeah, he was playing great, but I think he was an overrated signing. A lot of people acted like they were getting prime Blake Griffin, which would have been crazy. Like
Andre
not
Drummond,
as a player.
bro.
Andre Drummond's most overrated signing.
That dude. That dude is
He's
bad.
the most
That
overrated?
dude is terrible.
Probably
You
the
think
most
he's the most
overrated player in
overrated?
the league.
The definition of empty stats. I'm over here watching him play terrible. Look at the stats sheet. He got like 15 and 15. Come on.
Yeah,
the
no,
most
because
overrated player is Patrick Beverly.
I don't like Patrick Beverly.
Oh, that's the reason why the Clippers just didn't win. If they would have had Lonzo Ball, they just would have been in the championship this year.
They don't have a playmaker whatsoever.
I ain't gonna lie, I think Rudy Gobert is kind of overrated too.
He is. He's a regular season player.
Oh yeah, there's people that think the team wins with the best defense. Like the team wins that keeps the team scoring the less points when it's like you got to score the most points to win, not keep the team less. The people that think defense matters have Rudy top 20 in the league.
Defense matters.
It matters.
Rudy Gobert is impactful in the regular season where he's not playing, the same center that can just watch him over, 4 games to 7 games straight. It's like you can switch up your strategy against Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, but in the regular season, it's like why even bother for 1 game?
Rudy, he would be good in like the 90s.
He would be
right
unstoppable
now,
in the 90s.
20 years ago, you could just have elite defensive center, but now offense is everything. The best center in the league, Jokic, he's not like a great defender like that, but he's still the best center in the league because his offense is so great. Like defense is not that important anymore.
Embiid's the best center in the league.
That's Kevin. No. I watched one of y'all episode, like one of y'all clips on Instagram, and somebody said that Gobert was better than Donovan Mitchell.
Let's replay that.
But this kid Baze over here thinks Rudy Gobert is better than Donovan Mitchell.
I stand by that. Rudy Gobert is better than Donovan.
Oh, I said he was more impactful than to the Jazz than Donovan Mitchell.
I was talking to the stat nerd, and they said something about something rate, and I was like, oh yeah, he made Donovan Mitchell who he is today. Like that just didn't make sense. Like that's why I don't like advanced stats sometimes, because they just showed me a random stat that said, oh yeah, he created the Jazz or whatever. It was weird.
But like, if you were to swap Donovan Mitchell with who's backup, Joe Ingles, put him at the shooting guard, that team's still going to be in the playoffs and probably a good seed. But if you take Rudy Gobert off the team, not saying there's other centers that can't do what Rudy Gobert does.
Put Miles Turner on that team, they still going to be a top 3 seed. Like just take
Capella.
Yeah. But look, if you take him off completely and put in who's their backup center? Was it Derek Favors this year, or was that last year?
No, that was their power forward, I think.
Oh,
I don't even know if they had a backup center, to be honest.
Wouldn't it be Royce O'Neal?
Royce O'Neal, he played there 4. He was like 6'4". He's teeny. I don't know. Either way, if you took him off the team, that team's not going to be in the playoff contention. Well, maybe in the play-in, but they won't be.
But the thing is, there's so many players you can replace him with, and they do the same exact thing.
The same with Donovan Mitchell. You can replace him with D-Book, Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine. You can go down a list of players at the 2-guard position that you could replace them with, and it'd be the exact same team.
But literally, I think if you replace Rudy Gobert with Miles Turner, I think they're probably better.
But yeah, how are you? Because he can guard the perimeter and he can space.
Especially now, like in 2021, if you don't have a big man that can at least shoot a mid-range, he's trash.
A hot take, you could replace Steven Adams. I mean, Rudy Gobert with Steven Adams, same team.
No, Steven Adams is bad.
Who
does he
play for?
That's too far.
He just got traded for Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I do want to talk about that trade a little bit. So the trade was them getting rid of Jonas and moving up in the draft. So they moved from pick 17 to pick 10, the Grizzlies. What are y'all thoughts on that?
They got a lot of cap. Like, they got a lot of money keeping Steven Adams. I think he's still in that big contract. Yeah, but like, they got the 10th overall pick, and this is like this is considered an all-time great draft class. So maybe they doing something.
So I was thinking
I'm not super familiar with I watch college basketball, but like not that much this year because I just wasn't really that interested because my favorite team was Duke. We were garbage. So I didn't really watch it that much this year. And so like, other than the top 5, like which prospects are actually like people are saying that it's a great draft class?
It's supposed to be a deep draft class. Like the top 5 is supposed to be all-star caliber, but like everyone up until like pick 20 something are supposed to be quality starters, like at max potential as of right now, like what they see. So it's like anyone you get is going to be supposed to be a good player.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
you're a Thunder fan?
Yeah, I'm a Thunder fan.
Oh, so you got to get used to looking at draft prospects.
He's been looking at draft prospects for 7 years.
We're looking at Scotty Barnes, I think at pick 6, or Kuminga.
He's going to go to
Bryce James highlight, bro, because I just might get him.
They said that Scotty Barnes is supposed to be going in the top 5.
Yeah, he's going to go to the Magic.
The 6th non-positionless player?
Yeah, he played a point guard. He can play 2. Yeah, he's going to be good in the league.
Oh, there was a rumor, speaking of trades, that the 76ers fumbled the bag with they were about to get Kyle Lowry and a 4th overall pick for Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but they decided they wanted OG and what's the name?
That would be terrible for
Fred VanVleet. They wanted Fred VanVleet plus OG plus the 4th pick and Kyle Lowry.
First, they would have got a upgraded point guard, and they just would have got the 4th overall pick.
All right.
Like watching
the Sixers going to struggle getting rid of Simmons because they want too much for him, but like other teams, like they don't think he's all that valuable.
Yeah, when he is like, if you put him at the 4, then you can't tell me Ben Simmons won't be one of the best 4s in the league.
Yeah, but he's
I
not
don't
a
even
4.
think
He's a center. I mean,
I don't even think he
he's a
should.
point guard.
Yeah,
He shouldn't even be at the 4. I think he is a point guard. He just needs basically what Giannis has. He needs shooters. The entire all 4 other players got to be shooters.
yeah,
Ben Simmons
yeah.
isn't that important for me to build my whole roster around him.
Yeah, I wouldn't. He has to be a second or third option. Like, I can't put him as the number
Like,
1.
Mhm.
Players, the only players I build change my whole roster is like the top 15 players in the league. I'll do it for Luka, James Harden, LeBron, Anthony Davis, players like that, not for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, he's got to.
Yeah.
Ben's top
If they're
20.
gonna be a, but Ben Simmons ain't a franchise. He ain't a franchise centerpiece.
He can be.
If he's aggressive and can shoot, yeah, 100%.
We've seen flashes. He didn't drop 42 before this year without Embiid on the court.
That was 42.
It's them together.
Huh?
But if
Well,
he put
Simmons has
42
no
on
confidence.
Rudy Gobert,
You said what?
he put a 42 on Rudy Gobert.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I
Yeah,
think it's
Rudy
the
Gobert.
duo that doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I think Ben Simmons could thrive on a rebuilding team.
Dude,
Why is your center shooting better than your point guard? That's the thing. That's what I do.
Yeah,
I mean, Russell Westbrook don't. Would you rather your point guard shoot 2 for 10 or 0 for 0?
2 for 10.
Why? Because
'Cause
that's
look-
eight possessions that you didn't get.
That's 8 misses, right? But Ben Simmons, look, that means whoever my best player on the squad is getting double teamed because my dude can't shoot on the perimeter. Like Joel Embiid, right? He's sitting in the paint. Ben Simmons' defender just backs up. He's like, "Oh, you can't pass to Embiid. What are you gonna do now? You're not gonna shoot the shot. What are you
I mean,
gonna
I
do?"
guess you could say that. It's just that I'd rather my player shoot 0 shots than shoot 2 for 10. Because you could have passed that to somebody else that was a better shooter. They could have made that.
As a Lakers fan, would you be more upset if you got Simmons or Westbrook?
Westbrook for sure. Because Westbrook can single-handedly ruin the game.
Westbrook can take over though. Like LeBron, decided he wanted to rest AD, rest and injured, whatever. Westbrook come out 30-point triple double, easy win.
I think
That's not
Russ
easy.
got to be on the team by himself.
That's what.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
he has to be
Westbrook
on
kind
the.
of carried the Wizards in the second half of the season.
Westbrook need to go to
turned
like
up.
the Magic or something.
Yeah, he would probably take him to the playoffs too, because he's just that. If you
Yeah.
want like a temporary playoffs and bring fans in, give us Westbrook because he's not gonna win no championships.
You can put Westbrook on the most garbage team, and he will carry you to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He'll be a first-round exit.
Put him on the Pistons right now. They get
Because they
Cade and
in
Westbrook.
tournament.
That's a
They're in the
playoff
play-in
team.
tournament. They're in the playoffs.
They'll make the 8th seed.
They'll be the 8th seed.
They're gonna be
Cade,
This is what he
Westbrook, and
does.
Jeremy Grant. That's an 8th seed team.
All he needs is a
On the
haircut.
Magic though, he not taking them to the playoffs. The Magic, they're not going to the playoffs.
With a healthy John Isaac, he
Well-
would take them to the playoffs.
Well, yeah, Westbrook, potentially Scotty Barnes, and Jonathan Isaac. Maybe Terrence Ross. That could go to 8th seed.
Terrence Ross, man, the captain of the.
Well, nobody really knows what Scotty Barnes.
I mean,
knows
Scotty
what he
Barnes
does.
is kind of plays like Ben Simmons, but he can shoot.
That's all you
Yeah,
need.
he does everything. He's not as good as a playmaker as Ben Simmons.
I'm a Florida State fan, so I watch a lot of Scotty Barnes, so I think he's going to be good.
I think he is too. He's a great player.
I told somebody this. I said this is off topic, but I said if you put Luka on the Warriors, they're in the playoffs. Like just take without Steph Curry. You think they
Like,
in
you
the
swap
playoffs?
them?
If you
Yeah.
swap them,
Nah,
But that's kind of what Luka does, right? He plays like Russell Westbrook.
no.
Gets a triple double and puts him
who
in
is
the
Luka
play.
gonna pass it to?
Yeah.
Who's Luka gonna
Andrew
pass it to on
Wiggins.
the Warriors?
Who is
They
he?
got
Who is he supposed to pass it to on the Mavs? Look, Chris
Tim
Stapps?
Hardaway. Yeah, Chris
Brunson.
Stapps averaged 20 this year.
20 in like 10 games.
No,
He
he
did not
played.
play.
Yeah, he's a
pretty
7-2 KD.
I'm pretty sure I don't have the stats in front of me. I'm pretty sure he played he only missed like 20 games.
I'm about to look this up. Hold on. How many games did Chris Stapps play?
Probably more of the coaching.
Be wrong.
Oh,
he played like
played
at least 40.
He played 43 games.
Like Steve Kerr. Speaking of coaching, Steve Kerr
Yeah.
just got exposed this year. Like with him not being a good coach.
I think Steve Kerr's a good
He's getting
coach.
exposed in the Olympics right now.
Yeah,
Greg
Popovich is
Popovich-
getting. They don't even like his offense.
Yeah, Pop
Steve
got
Kerr's a
hanged up.
good guard coach. Without good guards, he's not really like useful. That's why he wanted a playmaking power forward.
I mean, look at Popovic's successes. Like, look at all the guys he's had: Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili, Kawhi. I mean, I could coach that team and they would win a championship.
His case out is stuck in 2002. No, but when they didn't have Duncan, it was still in the playoffs.
But look, they were in the what? They're in the play-in this year. That team is not good enough to make the play-in by themselves. That's Greg Popovich.
I mean, as well, a 10 seed.
Yeah,
That
I don't know. DeMar DeRozan was kind of hooping this year though. He was under the radar though, because he's in San Antonio now.
he became a better playmaker. It's the system.
The system is, and it's built around defense, passing, like fundamental basketball.
It's
It's just not
2002
built
case
the
out.
Olympics team.
Yeah, no, the Olympics team is just bad because Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard are the best players.
The Olympic team's the coaching. You cannot have KD running pick and rolls and stuff like that.
You can't.
This
KD on the
Olympics
court,
team-
bro. They should trade KD out for someone good like Russell Westbrook.
Man, they should have put
Since-
Randall on the team instead of JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee represents America, like as a person.
You could have
Yeah,
put
but
Alex
13
Russo
points.
on the other team. Alex Russo just would have been the best on the other team, dropping 40 points on the USA team.
Yeah, he might. Y'all saw Luka put a what? 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man
Is that like a
crazy.
record? That's got to be
I
a
think-
record, right?
He's second all time in Team USA points. I mean, not Team USA, Olympic basketball points, like in a single game.
I mean, if we don't step it up, then Slovenia might just win gold.
I think Australia is gonna win gold. That team
I'm
is
about to
stacked.
edit Luka on a Lakers t-shirt right now. Just
You'd have to trade everyone for Luka.
you have to trade LeBron. I think you could offer LeBron and the Mavs still gonna say no. I know I would say no.
I wouldn't
I
trade.
give Davis, Drummond, and like all your picks.
Is Drummond still on the team?
Yeah, I
No,
think
he's a free agent.
he had a 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't sign him more than a $500,000 contract, bro. That's what he's worth.
That's
he's
what
worth
Rudy
G League
Gobert is
money.
worth.
Rudy Gobert is worth money. Like if he was on a different team and they signed him to a supermax, that would be dumb. But just because it's the Jazz and they're not going to get anyone else.
Nobody in the league can
Yeah.
do what Rudy Gobert does as good as him, even though it's simple. But nobody
I
can
think
still do
that's
it as good as him.
Bam could do it.
How many blocks did Rudy Gobert average?
I think like 2.5.
And how many did Clint Capella average?
Close.
I think 18.
Clint Capella averaging 18 blocks. Clint Capella averaged 2.
18
Two.
points.
So Rudy Gobert averaged what, like half a block more than him,
Yeah, something like that.
and like one more rebound than him, and like the same.
No, Clint
points.
Capella led the league in rebounds this year.
Okay, so Clint Capella averages around the same amount of points, around the same amount of blocks, more rebounds, but he's about to be making $30 million less than Rudy Gobert.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, Miles Turner averaged more blocks. Miles Turner averaged
You know
like
how
5 this season.
In 3 years, you know how much money Rudy Gobert's gonna be making?
Enough
More
to buy
than
me,
that.
bro.
Like
Man.
almost 45 million to
Yeah.
block shots. That is
And
stupid.
rebound
They could've
occasionally.
got- They can get a whole nother free agent and just pay him 20 million.
But look,
They don't wanna
if you're
win.
gonna get paid $20 million somewhere else, or you're gonna go play in Utah, where are you playing? You're not playing in Utah. Nobody wants
Somewhere
to play in
else.
Utah.
Actually, Clint Capella scores more than him, averages more rebounds.
Is
but he's
Capella
less-
better than Rudy Gobert? Has this become the topic? He might just
In
be
the
better than
playoffs.
Rudy Gobert.
In the
And like,
playoffs,
dude,
for
if-
sure.
If Rudy, I would say Rudy's okay. I think he's overrated, but he wouldn't be if he had a mid range or at least some kind of post game. If you
Yeah.
pass him the ball in the
Yeah.
block, there was multiple times where he caught the ball with Patrick Beverly behind him and he passed it back out. That's
Do
a
y'all
whole
remember-
foot difference.
Yeah, that's crazy. But do y'all remember like in the first game of the Clippers versus Jazz series where Kawhi caught the ball on the perimeter and Rudy Gobert stepped up and everybody took that screenshot and was like, this is why he's the defensive player of the year. Then immediately next game was like, Rudy Gobert's not defensive player of the year. 'Cause he just
Terrence
didn't-
Mann.
Didn't Terrence Mann dunk on him twice that series?
Yeah, Terrence Mann abused Rudy Gobert.
Like twice?
I got a problem. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I got a problem with the defensive player of the year. The defensive player of the year should be the player that is around like Draymond Green or Ben Simmons. I feel like if you should be able to and the interior. You can only guard the interior. Yeah, paint protection is important. But if someone takes you to the 3-point line and you look like a girls basketball player and you can't guard him and can't stay in front of him, I don't think you're the defensive player of the year.
Actually,
Terrence,
I'm
when
confused on
in
why
that last
interior
game-
better than perimeter. Why is interior better than perimeter?
It is better than perimeter, right?
Like explain, because you could contest a shot, they can get the rebound and dunk it back up. But if he steal the ball, like block shots, there's no guarantee you can get the ball back. But if you can steal the ball, you can get layup, fast break.
But that's what makes Rudy Gobert such a good shot blocker. Because like compared to
It's
someone like
because-
Clint Capella, who blocks shots and then they go all over the place. Rudy Gobert blocks it where he knows he can get the ball back. That's what makes him better than most players at blocking shots.
Don't think
Not
he
the
has
best
a
player.
rebound?
I mean, he gets a lot of his own like boards off blocks. When players like
The
Clint
reason I
Capella
would say
like
the
to block
protection is
him,
better is
rim
Go ahead.
protection's better, but versatility is more important. Like if you're a pure rim protector or a pure perimeter defender, I'd rather have a pure rim protector than a pure perimeter defender.
yeah. Look at Kawhi. He doesn't even guard the best player on the other team's team, and he's top 3 perimeter defenders in the league. When Luka was playing against Paul George was on him. Luka did not. I mean, Kawhi didn't want any part of Luka. He did not want to guard that man at all.
Not trying to get exposed.
I mean, even
But
Giannis,
the
like
re-
Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year last year, and he wasn't guarding KD.
He switched on to KD in last game
Yeah.
or two,
But like
But
he
he-
should have
yeah,
been
he was
guarding
like-
him like most of the series.
but PJ Tucker's probably a better matchup
I
for
think they
KD.
wanted KD to focus. I mean, I think they wanted Giannis to focus more on the offensive end. So they said, you know what, PJ Tucker, I'm not saying you as good as Giannis defensively, but you are great defensively. So you handle KD, let Giannis do the scoring and around the second. That's what they
KD
think
dropped
that-
48.
And one toe
But, like-
away.
Yeah, they would have won the championship though if he made that though.
If that was
Yeah,
a 3,
one
he
shoe
would've
size
been-
away could have altered the whole league.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, because I think Giannis is like the third best
The
defender.
reason- that
Mine's
you say the
still
third best defender in the East.
Yeah,
in the East or the
in
league.
the East. In the East, not in the league. In the East, Eastern Conference.
Who's 2?
Better. East
Wait,
Two.
who's 1?
Bam and Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is
Better.
better defensive.
Yeah, better
Mine's go
defensively than Giannis.
Davis, Giannis. I have those 2 best defenders in the league.
In the league,
In the league.
I'd probably AD is the best defender in the league.
Then
I'd probably
Giannis.
I'd,
And then
nah,
Ben
I'd
Simmons.
put Ben Simmons and Bam over Giannis.
I would put
And
Draymond over
Bam's
Bam.
on. Who over Bam?
Draymond.
I can see that. Draymond's he does so much.
There was a point when I thought Bam was just going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
He should have been higher in talks of defensive player of the year.
Ben Simmons should have won it.
Ben Simmons probably should have won it.
Oh, but the reason why I said that paint protection is more important because if you're in the paint and nobody blocks your shot, that's going to be like a 90% chance that it's going in. But if you're shooting a wide open 3-pointer, it's less likely for it to go in. So if you're playing good defense out there, it's still like a low percentage shot. But if someone's like on the inside, it's still a high percentage shot. So if you got a good rim protector, those are points that are not going to be on the board.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense, but
Yeah, it's that position is going extinct though when they have the 5-man out. When you have players like Cat shooting, what is
40%?
Rudy just gonna stand in the paint looking at Cat all the way in the corner?
Yeah, he's not guarding Cat in the perimeter. It doesn't matter.
They're gonna have to put Royce O'Neal on him or something like that. Because Cat, bro, shooting 40%, Rudy Gobert is gonna get torched.
Cat is criminally underrated as a player.
As a playmaker too.
Yo, he should be averaging
Towns
7
and
assists a
Gobert-
game.
Towns and Gobert are like opposite players.
Yeah. No,
Like
bro.
Towns is amazing on offense, but not that good on defense, and Gobert is like good on defense, but not that good on offense.
Yeah.
I think
No,
Cat is decent on defense.
he's underrated defensively. People act like he's like the worst defensive center in the league.
No,
That goes to like Thomas Bryant.
but Noel is a slept-on defender though.
Noel should have been higher in Depoy too.
Like
That man,
2 blocks and 1 steal. Who else did that? Nobody.
yeah, that's facts. That's something nobody really does. Is he a better defender than Mitchell Robinson?
I mean, Robinson was hurt all year, but I mean, Noel really stepped up. But I would take Robinson over him.
think Robertson's definitely a better player.
You think Robinson could do what Rudy Gobert did? Like,
Mitch,
could
yeah.
do the things
Yeah.
that-
Maybe.
I think he could. But they wouldn't be a number 1 seed. They'd probably be like a 4 or 5 seed.
I feel like if we
Did y'all
had
see
With Mitch
Robinson,
being
he
hurt,
could
they would
have.
have been 4 or 5.
Did y'all see him in the All-Star game?
Who, Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
He's like
I
irrelevant.
think he was
in
like
the
a
All-Star
When
game.
last
was he
pick.
going out there? That's what
There's
he's
no-
setting screens.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, what do you have a defensive player like Ben Simmons or Rudy Gobert in the All-Star game for?
Well,
Like,
Ben
I would-
Simmons, he's athletic.
Yeah, at least he can
do
run and
like
dunk.
a
But
windmill or something.
No point.
yeah.
Why did Simmons have a spot over Trae Young?
Because Trae Young wasn't valued by fans. Like if you look at his play at the All-Star break,
You think
he
Trae
was
Young
just
better?
running, stopping, and then drawing a foul every possession, and it was kind of annoying.
Who's actually more valuable to the team though, Ben Simmons or Trae Young?
Trae Young by
If you swap them,
Trae Young.
it's Trae Young.
If he swapped them, they just won a championship, and the Hawks just would have missed the playoffs.
I don't know about missing the playoffs. I
Well,
think
think the Hawks.
I mean,
just-
one of the big reasons the Hawks stepped up because Nate
the Hawks
McMillan
had the
took
best
over as
supporting
coach.
cast in the playoffs.
best.
They
had
supporting
it.
cast when you have like a star. Simmons isn't a star. Well, I'm not saying he's not a star, but he's not like
No,
he's
he
not on
is.
Trae Young's level, like on starness.
Ben
You
Simmons
think Trae Young's a
overrated.
superstar?
Superstar. That's like a top 15 player in the league. No.
No.
Top 13 player in the league is superstar caliber.
I mean, Young's good, but he's starting to get overrated. I mean, you see it all the time with recency bias. He's getting overrated.
I think players like Trae Young, Jimmy Butler, they've been underrated so badly that once they get hyped, people overhype them, and which makes them overrated.
Yeah.
Especially Jimmy, man, because like he was flying under the radar. Then he finally got his respect. Then the finals come, and then he just gets disrespected now because he played bad this year.
I have an excuse for him. I say we had the shortest offseason ever. Well, I said Lakers had the shortest, and he had the shortest of the 2 first round exit, not the bubble guppies. It just happened.
Yeah. Bubble guppies, man. That's crazy. Both teams lost in the first round.
No. The
I have
crazy
a
thing
feeling
about the
the
bubble,
Knicks-
though, the craziest thing about the bubble is, I guarantee you, if the Clippers or if the Bucks was in the finals, they would not be saying anything about a bubble guppy or about a Mickey Mouse ring. It's because
Yeah.
LeBron was in it.
Yeah, it's just because of LeBron.
Yeah.
Literally, the only reason.
And it's like they're like,
Lillard
but
really had a
everyone
Mickey
played
Mouse
better.
trophy, but no one calls anything about that.
They always
It's
act
probably
like
harder for the
it's
Lakers.
easy. It was harder for everybody.
No home
because-
court advantage, because they just would have had the whole home court advantage almost the whole time because they was number 1 seed. So it was harder. And plus, LeBron, people got to sleep in a hotel mattress.
I know you can't have no family
Yeah.
there. Nobody really to talk to. Like you
And really,
alone.
You
The
couldn't
only
even bring
person
any
that was-
girls for like half of the time.
except for
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Sneaking in reporters.
That man, Jimmy. Did y'all hear what Rachel Nichols said to Chris Paul after the after the finals?
No, what'd she say? Because I know she was being out of pocket the whole way to the finals.
After he lose, the dude he looked all sad and stuff. She's like, "So how's it feel?" And what kind of question is that? He just lost the championship.
Yo,
And he was like, "It feels like we just lost."
Like, what's another one? It was like Devin Booker. How do you feel that you disappointed Chris Paul? Chris Paul was like, "What?"
Like, what?
Like reporters, how do you spend like a whole college career just to say something dumb? Like they asked if JaVale McGee's mom was still alive.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because what? He was like,
But
like, is
but
your
to be
mom still
fair,
alive?
it could have been like it could have been leading up to like a question about his mom, and he was just trying to be respectful, but it was still a dumb question.
It's not something you ask somebody. Like if I'm sitting down interviewing you, I'm like, your mom's still alive? Like that's not a question. But anyway, looks like you're running out of time. We gotta wrap this up here. Anything, y'all? Final thoughts y'all want to say?
Ben Simmons sucks.
Oh,
False.
don't debate me all time content if you don't think accolades matter. That's just random, but just for everybody that's watching this, accolades matter. You can't be a GOAT without having a legacy.
Exactly. All right.
Plays
Anything
do
y'all want to
matter.
plug?
But when
They
you
do
look
matter.
at like, who's the best player,
Huh?
Yeah. But do y'all got anything y'all want to plug? TikTok? Anything coming up?
Oh, follow Son of God Corey Want my content. I haven't been posting in like 4 days, but I'm gonna be when I get situated again. I'm gonna be ready. I'll be up there.
Follow Corey. Follow Donnie's new account.
Yeah.
That's it for
My
that. Bazz and
YouTube.
Baze episode 6. Make sure y'all like and subscribe.